to 6, a helping hand with your land.
Neil from Essex here. I've been out lately using this piece out of our rental fleet, a BearCat 50 horsepower chipper. I'm gonna walk you around this piece here today, show you some of its features. BearCat's generally known for the smaller end of chippers, the ones you're gonna keep around your backyard or put on the back of a tractor, but they make some pretty significant large ones as well. This is the biggest one that's currently in their product line. It's gonna retail for a little bit over $26,000. This is a 9-inch chipper powered by a 50 horsepower Kubota diesel. If you look back in here, this is obviously hydraulic feed in a machine of this size, and it has some intelligence behind it too. It's gonna go and monitor the engine RPMs as it's pulling those logs back into the chipper, and it's gonna be able to slow the machine, slow that hydraulic feed down and pause it momentarily to allow those engine RPMs to pick back up again. So it's really easy to throw some of this really large stuff into here and just kind of let the chipper take care of itself. The backside of this chipper has this little screen on it here. You can see ours is cracked here. It probably got smacked by a branch that was coming up over top while it was facing back. You can also turn this thing 90 degrees so it points off the side here. It has a handful of functions here to go through and give you hours and service reminders, a little bit of diagnostic and operational reminders, but the business of this thing is generally done on the chipping screen. So if you go into that right here, it's gonna go through and manage the speed of those feed rollers against the engine RPM. So you see right now with the machine turned off, it's telling me the engine RPMs are not met, and it won't allow you to even start the feed rollers if you're just gonna plug the thing up. If you start the engine up and get the grinding wheel up to speed, you can then hit these forward and reverse buttons in order to manage the direction of the hydraulic feed. One of the interesting things that's in the engine of this is that it's still a Tier 3 engine. We're well into the Tier 4 transition at this point, and it has been years since I've seen a new piece of equipment with a Tier 3 engine in it. But both this unit in our rental fleet and the brand new one that we have in stock back at the store both have this same series Tier 3 engine in it. Just to get you see some notes here on the top about it, I believe it's probably because there's some engine credits left over. You can kind of find some of that stuff with the smaller manufacturers where they had engine credits to continue product lines in through a transition that could take a little bit longer than what a major manufacturer does. But interestingly enough, still Tier 3 in this series chipper. I'm going to start this guy up here. The process for starting this up is a little different. So you want to turn the key on, and then you have an electronic keypad over here that has a start button on it. Now before pressing that start button, you'll notice an orange pedal down here. I'm going to step on that orange pedal, and that releases the tension between the engine and the grinding disc up here. It allows the engine to start easier. So once we've done that, we just hold the button down. And then you have a throttle control right here. Now I tend to like to start the grinding wheel at a low throttle, let that pedal out slowly. And then once it's going, now bring the thing fully up to speed. Now you'll notice how loud that is. Any time that I've used this has been with ear protection. I don't have it on me right now, but I wouldn't ever run this thing without headphones. The thing that I've enjoyed most with this is grinding up this kind of stuff, right? Where you can take an entire branch and all of its Ys and all the small stuff that's too small and twiggy for firewood and just feed it through the machine in one large piece. Now you see this isn't all that thick, but the nice part about these hydraulic feed rolls are you just simply get the thing started and the machine will suck it right in. We talked about the capacity that this thing has. This is firewood, right? And that thing gets ground right up. See if we can find something a little harder here and make it stall out. that pause there, so the engine RPMs dipped down. It paused the feed rollers till they picked back up again, and then started the feed and finished the job. A couple little things around the side over here. You'll notice this stand right here. If you want to use this when it's not hooked up to something, I've been towing it around here with my RTV. You can pull the pin out and drop this thing down to the ground so that it can be kind of self-standing. It balances very well. There's only a little bit of weight up on the front drawbar, so if it's not hooked to something, you do need to put these things down or else the thing will tip right over when you start feeding stuff into it. You'll notice this big hydraulic motor right here. This is what runs the feed roll. If you manage to get this thing plugged up somehow, there's actually a little bottle jack built into it right down here at the bottom that you can use that jack to force the feed rolls open and unplug it, and then just release the jack in order to drop it back down again. So that's my experience out here running this chipper. I don't have a wealth of experience with all of this kind of equipment on the market, but I have been wholly impressed by this particular unit. When we look at bid specs and stuff that townships will put out for chippers and stuff for their use, they're often at double or more the price point of this thing. And looking at something that is a 50 horse diesel and self-feed and an incredible value for what it is, it blows my mind that anybody could need a whole lot more than this. I mean, I suppose if you are a power line clearing company and you are trying to chip what would be firewood to most people, maybe that might be something where you're going to need a lot more machine than this. But for any kind of reasonable cleanup chores of, you know, anything that's not, you know, literally firewood sized stuff, this thing is fantastic. Several of us at the dealership have taken out our rental unit. We rent it nearly every weekend. The thing is being towed to some job, and everyone that has run this thing has just been really thrilled by how it works. It's a very productive machine. It's very, very fast. And once you learn the handful of controls over here and how to operate it, it's really easy to get along with. So if you're looking for a piece of equipment like this, we have another stock unit sitting at the store right now. We've always got this rental one that we're sending back and forth all the time. Give us a call at Messick's. We're available at 800-222-3373 or online at messick's.com.